So were you there for that situation that he talks about where he said somebody tried to kill him like 8 different times and like 2?
All right, let me tell you. This is with Howie, right? Let me tell you another story. This is why the Sickone is so fucking great. Howie was my dude. My dude. How I met Howie in Rikers Island. I was in Rikers Island. I was doing a little stint in Rikers Island. And I met Howie in Rikers when he came. He just got rearrested. If people was watching this from back in the days, you know that Howie's parents, right, was really about that life too. Howie's parents was the ones that was on the news. They got put on the news back in the days in New York and in the newspaper. You know, the couple that got arrested that they found $100 bills wallpapered in their house. That was Howie's parents. Real talk. They had fucking $100 bills wallpapered on their house when the feds raided them.
Wow.
So Howie came up in that life. So Howie was like a real street dude. You know what I'm saying? Like motherfuckers was horrified from this dude. He went shot several different times. But I met Howie in Rikers, and me and Howie ran together through the whole stint in there. And so I know a lot of stories from Howie that Howie shared with me, and stories I shared with him. Now, as with the story that you're talking about with Joe, I never heard of that. I'm just keeping 100. It probably happened. I don't know, but I never heard of it, and I was there during this time, but I never heard of something like that. You know what I mean? And that's something like he would have came to the crew and been like, "Yo, this motherfucker tried." He would have. This is why I don't know if this really happened or not, and the reason why is because there's been times that people's done things similar to that, and you wouldn't find the person again. You understand what I'm saying? You wouldn't find that person that tried to kill you. That he would disappear. He'd be gone, done, out of here. So this is a time that something like that would have happened. We would have made sure that would have got taken care of, because we did a lot of foul shit when we were young, man. A lot of crazy, stupid shit that when we was young, very stupid, ignorant, and things like that. But at that time, it was just our life. That's the way we lived. That's all we fucking knew. We didn't know nothing else. We only knew how to get in and get out. That's it. But yeah, man, I don't know.
Do you know if he had beef with Calderon or Boy George like he claims?
And listen, I'm going to put it like this. Boy George, I knew Boy George for many years. A lot of my people used to rock with Boy George and work with Boy George. You feel what I'm saying? One of them ended up doing time. And this person is going to watch this. He's going to know who I am. I don't want to name him because I don't want to involve people. You understand what I'm saying? Or put people in spotlights. But this person is going to know exactly who I'm talking about. This person used to rock with Boy George like for a long time. And then he got caught. He got snatched up. It was a raid. A bunch of people got snatched up. This dude right here could have did no time. None. He could have just said what he had to say, and he didn't. He did 10. He did a whole 10 years for George, for Boy George and the whole crew and all these niggas. So George, I knew George from the block, not from our block, because he was all the way on the other side, but I knew George through this guy. As with beef, like I don't think it was more beef than, I don't know, man. I really can't really speak on that because I wasn't there. This is something that's weird to me. And the reason it's weird to me because if we crew, we family, we people, we share everything, especially beef. And every time when he had a lot of beef, we all had beef. We used to all share it with each other because we all ran with each other to take care of beef with each other together. So something like that, I never heard of nothing like that. Home having beef with him or anything. It may have been possible, possibly, but this is a fucking guy that you got beef with. My dude, you gone. Real talk. You fucking gone. This like dude really was that fucking guy. He was that guy. Like you don't have beef with this person, so I don't, maybe maybe a disagreement, maybe, but beef with him? Nah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, and that's the thing that, Charlie Rock, rest in peace, that's what he was saying. Like he was saying that the reputation of these guys that Joe was talking about that he had actual beef with, like Boy George, Calderon, it's like, bro, like them some serious dudes that you would not be able to necessarily walk away from. Man, roll the clip.
I heard that story. He also said he had beef with some dude named Boy George. Let me tell you a little science on Boy George. The dude Boy George was the first, well, not the first, but one of the most known drug kingpins in the Bronx. This guy was 18 years old, multi-millionaire status. The dude was so lethal that he got locked up in 1988. What year are we in today, Panda?
2023.
And the boy is still locked up.
Damn.
Since 1988. I believe they gave him a triple life bid. Again, Boy George was a kingpin. He himself wasn't putting in the work, but when you got that type of money, you got murderers on your payroll. So nobody would mess with George. Like, it's crazy for Fat Joe to say he had beef with George. Like, I couldn't believe it. I had to air him out.
Yeah, I mean, we just keeping it 100. We just keeping it 100. And these are guys that can't really speak about these situations because these are guys that's doing life, life bids. So you probably wouldn't never get a chance to even speak about anything like this has ever happened to these guys, like with him, with Chicky, and all these cats that are doing fucking life. You know what I'm saying? Life. And I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like I can't. Like on that part, like whatever, if he had beef with him, then he survived. You know what I'm saying? That he survived it. But these are guys that, and from my time, these are guys you don't fuck with. These are guys you don't play with, you don't test, nothing. These are dudes that run up on you, man, and they run up on you hard. These are guys that run up on you in limousines with fucking Mac 11s and Mac 10s and in limousines. And that's another story we'll talk about later too that involves Tone.